So, today, for the first time in ages, I both played Black Ops Cold War and, shock horror, I enjoyed myself and had fun. But do not worry, I'm not about to make a massive U-turn and start completely licking the arse of this game. Instead, I want to tell you guys why I think that this whole experience of me playing today was a complete illusion and complete fallacy. Now, in the gameplay behind you, you might notice something a bit different, and that is that I am playing on mouse and keyboard. This is purely for the reason that I feel like because I'm on PC now, I want to experience a wider variety of games, and as a result, I think that I need to commit to learning mouse and keyboard as it will help me out greatly in the long run. Plus, I really want to get proficient at it for Battlefield 6 when that finally arrives in the autumn. Now, I think that this might have played some part in why I've experienced the gameplay that I have today. The gameplay that you're actually watching finishes at like 46-4, which for a skill-based matchmaking lobby that I'm used to is pretty much unheard of for my gameplay. Now, I think that this might have something to do with the fact that I had changed my primary source of control. Instead of my controller, which they had loads of data on me, I've been using my mouse and keyboard for the day, and I think that what this means is that I have actually been placed into some lower skill-based matchmaking lobbies. Now, there are other things at play here that I will go over and discuss within this video, but I just want to give you guys a brief overview of why I think that this is all a falsehood and why I am not changing my tune on Black Ops Cold War. Now, when Black Ops Cold War first came out, I played it exclusively on mouse and keyboard for the first 3 weeks, and then I found that I, well, you know, was shit, so I swapped back to a controller. Now, using the controller came with its own host of issues, namely the fact that the aim assist is about as wonky as a baby deer on ice who's also taken loads of ketamine. The aim assist in this game is completely broken, and every time I play I notice it without fail. Even in a video that I've just watched by JGod where he's talking about the benefits of controller versus mouse and keyboard, he even says in Warzone that there are certain areas in the map that aim assist doesn't even work. Aim assist is completely turned off for these specific areas. So to me, that means that with all of this, and especially in Black Ops Cold War with the aim resist that we've been experiencing, I feel like part of the reason I might have enjoyed my experience more was due to the fact that there is a lot more consistency with mouse and keyboard. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier about the skill-based matchmaking, as well as being in different lobbies because I'm using mouse and keyboard, I also haven't even touched this game for like 2 or 3 weeks. So my theory is that obviously because I haven't been playing for that long, and the algorithm sees that I've just hopped on the game to play again, they want to draw my attention back in by giving me some easier lobbies. I am in no way, trying to tell you guys that I have done so well in this game through pure skill. I know that that is not right for a fact, because before I played this game, I was playing Battlefield on mouse and keyboard, and yeah, I completely and utterly suck ass. So I know that I'm not the best mouse and keyboard player in the world, so something has to be at play here. Now, moving on from that, I have also been using the new LC10 SMG that has just come out with the new season of Cold War. And as we all know from past experiences, whenever they add a new gun to the game, it is always so powerful to make people buy the Battle Pass and to encourage them to buy the Battle Pass. Therefore, by me using this gun and having a good game, obviously I'm going to be using a gun that is very powerful in comparison to something that I might otherwise be using. This new gun is extremely good, and because of that, it definitely helped to my experience as to why I've been enjoying Black Ops Cold War today. Now, another thing is that most of my rants and most of my criticisms of Black Ops Cold War have been due in part to the lack of content. The lack of content within this game has seriously been detrimental to my enjoyment of the game as a whole. Now, as I've said, probably since Christmas, I've only ever played this game very sporadically, and I haven't really put that much time into Cold War itself. I've been playing a bit of Warzone, but I haven't actually been playing the multiplayer because it left such a sour taste in my mouth. Now, fast forward a few months to today, and I was able to play about 2 or 3 hours of Black Ops Cold War, and I didn't even come across maps like Garrison, for example, which I absolutely hate, and instead, I was greeted with a new plethora of maps that have been added over time, and this is actually decent. content, and I don't have any criticism to say about this because this proves my point in a way that this game would have been so much better and so much more enjoyable had we had this content on release. I feel like if the game was released in this state, even if it was released with the 5 maps or so that they gave us, plus some remade maps on day one, I really think that the whole release would have gone a lot better. SBMM aside, at its core, this game can actually be a lot of fun, and now that we have more content and more maps to play, I really do feel like it's starting to get fleshed out a bit. That being said, it is still no way near where it should be by this point in its course. It is now the 10th of March, and I am only just starting to think that we'd pretty much have a complete COD game. In terms of day one release, I feel like it has taken us this long to get to a point where I would have been happy-ish with how Cold War released. So when you add all of this together and you think, yeah, I have jumped on, and I'm not going to lie to you, I did have a lot of fun and it did leave me wanting to play more. But at the same time, I can't let that distract me from the fact that this should have been the case absolutely ages ago. This should have happened when the game released and I should have been enjoying it back then, but instead I've been left with such a sour taste in my mouth that I cannot even bring myself to make positive content on this game. At this point, I'm so deeply ingrained in this negative mindset surrounding Black Ops Cold War, as I'm sure so many people are, that there is no way that I can turn that around, because even when I have a good game, and even like this morning, every game I played was fun and I had a lot of fun. But the problem is, I can't see that for a fun game. I can't see past the fact that we have been completely tainted, and I always look at it super critically to see why it is that I'm having fun. So to recap, yeah, I did have fun, but I think that it's down to a number of factors. Number one being that I haven't touched the game in ages, so this skill-based matchmaking granted me a quote-unquote easy lobby. Number two, I'd switched to mouse and keyboard, so they didn't have as much data. Perhaps. I don't know exactly if this is how it works, but for me at least, it does seem like that because I have changed my peripherals, it is decided that I am no longer going to be placed into the same bracket of skill-based matchmaking. And as a result, I have easier lobbies again. Couple this with the fact that there is now more content in the game than when I last played it by quite a bit, and the fact that I was using a brand new, clearly overpowered gun, because every brand new gun comes out overpowered until it gets nerfed into the ground. All of this combines to the reason that, yeah, I was enjoying Black Ops Cold War today, but I think the issue is, if I let this trick me and I continue to play it on a day-to-day basis, I will once again be forced back into the same situation I was before, where I was absolutely hating my experience with this game. But anyway, that's about all I wanted to talk about today in this commentary, and I really would be interested to see what your experiences are. Have any of you guys taken a break from Black Ops Cold War and come back to find yourself actually enjoying it, or are you just completely done with the game? Now, for those of you who have watched my channel for a while, you'll know that I love to see who sticks around until the end. So if you're still here, I'd like you to let me know by answering this question down in the comments. So you guys are the real ones, you guys are the ones that stay to the end of my videos, and because of that, I want to know what you guys want to see from this channel going forward. I obviously can't keep bitching about Black Ops Cold War for the next 7 or 8 months until something better comes along, so I want to know what you guys, my core subscriber base, would like to see from me, and I'll do my best to try and appease everyone. Anyway, that's it from me today. I'm Average Joel. Peace.